Hello. We're in for a treat today. This is uh, Stephen King's book, part of the Gun Slinger or Dark Tower series. It's the Little Sisters of Eluria. Now, this is a limited edition signed by the author and the artist, number 180. You can see the little sticker on there. Again, I'm not sure if that sticker is from Grant Publisher when they first made this, or if it's just something that book dealers stick on there. But I have seen that same size sticker on all of my set of number 180. So I'm thinking that that is actually put on there by the publisher. So they're hard because they're just a regular old sticker and they seem to dry out and fall off. So it's actually been a challenge to keep that intact. But this book, instead of most of them where they have the slipcase where you kind of slide the book into it, this one is first off, it's on in this almost feels like leather, and knowing Grant, it could be real leather, but it feels like leather, almost like it's supposed to be from a lizard or something like that. Beautiful cover, has a little holograph on the front here. I don't know if you can see that little holographic image. On the spine, it has Stephen King and the Little Sisters of Eluria, and then Grant. So let's open this up and let me show you what I'm talking about. Instead of just opening it up like a regular slipcase, this opens up like a book. Just beautiful. Isn't that amazing? So there's that opening up. Let's pull that out there. You can see inside it's just a pretty plain. Let's put that aside. That closes so nice and beautiful. So we're just going to leave that right there for you. Here's the cover. The dust jacket's always of concern. The dust jackets are actually extremely valuable when they're first edition and in very fine condition. It's hard to keep them in such good condition because they're just paper on the outside. This one, luckily, because of the way it goes into the bookcase, I don't have to worry about it kind of getting stuck. So the edges on this one are very crisp and clean, very fine. So there's that. Now let's take this off. Let's take the jacket off so I can show it to you without causing any damage to it anymore. So let's be careful here. Pull that off. Slide that off. So there's the full scene there. I love that little I love this artwork. Whelan, for me, is kind of the epitome of what Stephen King Dark Tower series is. His art is kind of always what I've associated with it. He has quite a history of artwork and doing books. Here is the inside cover. You'll notice that on this one, there is no ISBN. There's also no price tag for what the cost of this one and this limited special edition was apparently not for retail, so it doesn't have any of that on there. It just happens to have a little blurb about starting the series in 1982. I think this is actually a message from Stephen King himself, and there's a picture of Stephen King and the artist. Just beautiful. Let's set that aside to make sure and keep that safe. So we've got the book again, just like on the cover. It's on the slipcase. It's got the kind of lizard-like skin motif on it. Keep that consistent. It's got the same spine there. Kind of a cool thing is if you can see that right in there, it's got the a little ribbon page marker in there. That is tucked in there. I'm terrified to remove that because I think that that was put in there by the publisher, and I'm not sure if that was on the exact page they wanted to, or if that's specific. So this will be the first time I open this up, so we might see which page that ribbon is on. That'll be fun. So on the cover, it looks like we've got Roland on the beach. You know, there's a lot of significant. Excuse me, on the desert. Now let's get to the really cool part here. So there's the famous artwork that you expect to see. I think that's kind of the classic image you see for most Dark Tower fans. But here is the beautiful part. This is the signed limited edition page. This one, unlike some of them, it has different colors. It's got red for the number for the edition, and then Stephen King's in a blue ink, and then Michael Whelan's in a black ink. I like this one better. Some of the other editions, kind of in the middle of the series, just have all black. It's not as cool looking, but it also seems to make it would be easier for forgeries to happen with just that. So I love that these have the coloring on them, the red, blue, and black. And of course, this is number 180. I've got the full set, which I'm very proud of. Number 180. So let's go through here and see what we got. So I'm going to go through gently and show you all of the colored artwork in order as it appears. Now, this book I haven't read in several years, so forgive me if I'm not very familiar with what the pages are. I'm going to show them here, and then I'll try to go in later on and give you some descriptions of what they are. So please forgive me. I need to go back and read this series again, but it's been a long time since I've actually read this one. There's Roland, of course, with his guns. There is a lot of black and white coloring in here, pictures, but I'm not going to show those. I'm just going to show here's an example. There's a black and white page, but then there's also the full color page. So I'm just going to show you the full color page. Those are much more interesting than the black and white. I love this one. Evil Lady. Just the artwork is just fabulous in here. It just, we all like picture books when we were a kid. This one was kind of a picture book for me. I love to kind of get the idea of what the author was trying to portray in the words. And I would assume that Stephen King had a lot of input on what these drawings were. So I kind of feel like we're seeing inside of his mind. This is a great one. This is a double page one. So I'm not opening these very wide. I'm trying to protect the integrity of the spine of these. I'll show you some pictures later on, take some still shots of these. But there is Roland on his trusty steed. Full page. I love that where it's both pages. Here's another one. I believe this is the Dark Man. You'll see in his hand, he's got a little uh, picture of I assume the Dark Tower. So again, this is a full page, just beautiful. I believe that's a picture of Roland overlooking all the wounded people that are being cared for by the Little Sisters. As far as pictures goes, that one's a little bit boring compared to a lot of these, but still beautiful. Here's more like it. Just sinister. The hanging, Roland in the red. Beautiful pictures. So I can feel the spine on this one kind of resisting me. So I'm not opening this any wider. Like I said, I want to keep the spine very intact. You know how you have a red book and the pages will kind of swoop in there. So I'm trying really hard to avoid that, to just keep this in just mint beautiful condition. I hope that this book stays around for hundreds of years, and just generations can enjoy it. Because Stephen King, I love Stephen King. As a kid, I started finding him out. My first book was Night Shift. Ever since then, I have become a fan. So here we go, some more full colors. I love the green on there, just makes it so eerie. Again, kind of into the mind of Stephen King. He must have a kind of a macabre mind with all the dark things he's done. He's also done some beautiful things. But here is a interesting one. I believe this is a picture from the very first book, where the boy is getting captured by the zombies. So interesting that this one is thrown in from the original book. And there's a black and white at the end, and then the cover. So there you have it. Let's repackage this one. Keep it careful. Again, these slip cases are just so delicate and so precious. I want to preserve it as much as I can. Let's get that slipped in there. And any of you book aficionados, the pros, if you got any advice for me on the comments on how to handle these better, I would love to hear that. Do I need to have gloves on these? Should I be doing these any differently? But there you go. Package this back up in this beautiful box set. I love this. It really protects the dust cover from going in there, so I don't have issues with it. But there you go. Number 180, Little Sisters of Eluria. Beautiful book. Love it. Thank you.